Acts. In the office, Intan approaches Ash to greet him, but he unexpectedly closes his computer. The young woman doesn't notice this because she is asked to check information about an inactive account. A large sum was transferred to it many years later. Investigating this account, Intan and Ash discover the 1-cent theft from every account in their bank. But it has already been 2 months since then, and finding the culprit will be difficult. Inspecting her non-detergent powder factory, Zara calls Iman and warns him that the old man in the hallway is a guard assigned to protect him and his father. Also, the woman tells the thief that her appetite has grown. Now she wants him to bring her 10 million. Iman calculates all the moves and realizes he can't withdraw 1 cent more frequently. He has only one option: return to his bank and increase the commission amount. While Intan and Ash check the computers, a glitch occurs, and the girl suspects that someone is trying to access the system again. The TV announces that the Digital Karma Group, which has carried out multiple bank attacks, is responsible. Iman tries to mend his relationship with his father, and during dinner the men joke and laugh. Screams begin to come from the hallway, and Iman has to go out to check. The young man sees his old friend, the blonde. He asks the old man to step aside so the friend can visit him. The blonde becomes Iman's assistant in the new heist, and as thanks, the thief decides to take his friend and father shopping. The group buys expensive suits and watches, a high-speed luxury car, and heads to town to have some fun before the risky mission. Meanwhile, Intan and Ash find a way to connect to the account through which the thief transfers money. Following his usual scheme, Iman calls the bank and arranges a cash withdrawal. Everything goes perfectly in the first few minutes, but the young man is distracted by his father's shout, who is unhappy with the blonde's presence in their home. Iman has to break up the men and asks his friend to go with him to carry out the illegal transaction. Instead of a bank, the young men arrive at a nightclub, and the blonde offers his friend a pink pill. The thieves have a great time with girls, dancing and playing cards. For the first time, Iman indulges himself and enjoys having enough money to live. This gives the young man courage, and he starts a fight, no longer wanting to be a victim. He throws money around and feels like a hero until he sees Ibu Zara before his eyes. Ash brings Intan home and promises to monitor the account so they can catch the thief, but Iman is too unwell to return to work just yet. After recovering, Iman invites Intan to meet. The young man arrives at the date in a beautiful suit with a rose, but the second gift impresses the girl more. Ian gives her a card they forged together as children. Iman confesses his love to his friend, but she doesn't reciprocate. She leaves the rose and walks away. At this moment, the young man feels his life is over. The young man returns to the club and decides to party without thinking about Intan. In the morning, 2 unfamiliar girls wake up next to Iman. His father tries to talk sense into him and bring him back to a normal life, but the young man is convinced that only this way will he be respected and his mother will return to the family. Intan visits Ash and tells him about the conversation with her old friend. The girl admits to her colleague that she rejected Iman because she loves him. Ash confesses that he is pleased to hear this, but he is not who he pretends to be, and they can't be together. The girl leaves, but Ash tries to catch up with her and explain everything. Despite the doctor's orders, Iman's father takes out a hidden pack of cigarettes. At this time, the young man arrives at his mother's house to show off his expensive car. Ash doesn't have time to reveal his secret to Intan. A motorcycle appears, and several bullets hit the young man. Iman gives his mother a necklace and asks her to return home. They are now wealthy, and she won't have to suffer from poverty. The woman confesses that she didn't leave because of money, but refuses to name the real reason. She also refuses to return. She has a new son, and she chooses to stay with him. Intan gives a statement to the police and learns that while Ash went after her, someone was rummaging through his apartment. Iman learns from the news about Ash's assassination attempt and recognizes the criminal, one of Zara's henchmen. The young man questions his boss, and Zara says that Ash found out their scheme and they had to eliminate him. The young man declares that he no longer wants to work for Zara, but the woman doesn't intend to let the thief go. She hints that his departure could harm Intan. Irene visits Intan to support her. She suggests the young woman take a few days off and tries to find out if Ash shared any secrets with her. Furthermore, Irene assures Intan that Ash was the thief. He downloaded personal data and carried out criminal schemes. Iman is sure he must warn Intan. Zara has her person in the bank, and if the girl continues digging, she might be in danger. The blonde tries to dissuade his friend, but Iman insists, if necessary, he will destroy Zara. A nurse informs someone that Ash is alive. She is ordered to bring the young man and hand him over to the right people. Zara gives a suitcase of money to her minister and asks for help in running for the next election. The official considers it a foolish idea and makes it clear to the woman that he won't let her take his place. Iman packs all the money he managed to save into a bag and leaves without explaining anything to his father. The police don't let Intan into the ward and inform her that Ash has disappeared. The girl heads home but notices the motorcyclist who attacked Ash on the way. At that moment, a notification arrives on the colleague's phone that the girl took, stating that he established the hacker's IP address. The blonde takes Iman to an abandoned place and they come under fire. The young men are invited inside and they head to a meeting with Devon's gang. Iman is rewarded for Devon's death, but the bag of money calms the men. They ask why the young man came and he asked for help. He wants to get rid of Ibu Zara. The navigator leads Intan to Iman's house, but she is met by a strange old man who tries to take the bag from her. Iman's father comes to help. He orders the guard to let the girl in, who came to visit him. Intan asks the old man to tell her how they got rich and what happened to Iman. Inspecting her friend's computer, the girl realizes that he is the thief. While the minister gives a speech and blames the hacks on digital karma, Iman plans to eliminate Zara. To carry out his plan, Iman returns to the computer cafe where he spent his childhood. There, Intan finds him. She tells her friend that she knows the truth about his job. This drives Iman crazy, and he yells at his father for letting the girl into the house. Intan tells Irene the truth, and the boss promises to take action. She asks the young woman to report the incident to the police, but when Intan leaves, Irene reports the problem to Zara. Iman rents a hotel room for his father and buys a train ticket. He asks the old man to leave if he doesn't contact him at a certain time tomorrow. The men say goodbye, realizing they won't see each other again. Intan brings the police to the server room while Iman and the group prepare to attack Zara. The group arrives at the cafe where the gangster is having lunch and starts the operation, but the blonde turns out to be a traitor and all the henchmen are killed. Only Iman is left alive. The blonde takes Iman to Zara's house and punishes him for attempting to betray the mistress. But the young man has worse news. The news reports his scams, and Iman realizes that Intan turned him in. Zara demands that the young man teach her how to siphon 1 cent from other accounts. She uses a bag of rats as an argument. After the young man gives in and reveals the scheme, the blonde is tasked with eliminating him. Iman manages to escape, and during the chase, the killer becomes a victim of a car accident. By chance, Intan follows Zara's trail and understands who is behind Iman. The gangster doesn't waste time either. She breaks into the minister's room and informs him that his night companion is only 16 years old. This forces the official to give up his position to Zara. Iman goes to his mother's house to hide. The young man comes to his senses, and the woman confesses that she missed him all these years. Learning that Zara is running for office, Iman decides to stop her. Intan also starts digging into the gangster and learns about large transactions. The girl is stopped by henchmen who have been working in the bank all this time. She is taken to Irene, and Intan realizes that everyone around was in cahoots. Intan bursts into the bank and orders everyone to get down on the floor. Hearing this, Intan tries to run to her friend, but Irene doesn't intend to let the girl go easily. Iman's father waits for him at the station and learns about the events from the screen. Meanwhile, a SWAT team arrives at the bank. Iman goes to the server room to delete the virus and gather evidence against Zara. But as the young man starts working, Intan points a machine gun at him. Iman apologizes to his friend and asks her to call the police. He confesses that he is ready to surrender. The cops bring Iman's father, and the old man asks his son not to do anything stupid again. Hearing the old man's speech, Intan allows her friend to delete the virus and download compromising evidence on Zara. One of Zara's henchmen tries to eliminate the thief before the police arrive. Intan intervenes in the fight, and to save his friend, Iman shields her from the bullet. Iman is taken to the hospital. His father and friend are not allowed to accompany the criminal. The news about Zara's crimes hits the screens. At the same time, it is reported that the ambulance carrying Iman disappeared along with the thief. The young man wakes up in the digital karma camp. Finally, he is safe, and the new gang member is greeted by its leader, Ash.